There's something that I don't understand that I've been thinking about a lot and doesn't make any sense to me. And that's the dichotomy of being a musician, of being an artist, of being in this industry. And with that comes two classes of people. You have the people who have such incredible, immense confidence and sureness that they will be the best, they will be the greatest, they will be able to do something that very few have been able to do. And then you have the other class of people, and that is people who are so unbelievably scared and unsure of their ability to perform at a high level and so unsure of their work. And I'm a little bit more in that side. And it's funny because the more I look at people I surround myself with out here and friends and musicians that I come across and people on the podcast, the more I come in contact with all these people, the more I realize that these two lists are not separated by talent. You can have people that are so unbelievably scared to release a track that when you hear it, you understand that it's phenomenal and that it's perfect and that it could do very, very well. Yet somebody who is so talented and so practiced could still be terrified to release it or terrified to show somebody. And I know a lot of people who aren't there yet and don't have the talent level that I think it's going to take for them to be successful. Maybe not yet. They're still developing as a musician or an artist or in this industry, yet they walk into every room with such unbelievable confidence. And the confusing part about it to me is that I don't understand how you could go one direction or the other. Is there something that you could do as you're a kid or you're in your adolescence, the adolescent part of your upbringing in the music industry? So whether that be you be a kid who's, playing piano or learning to play piano or whatever it is, or maybe you're a 25, 30, 40-year-old, whatever it is that wants to be in the industry, the adolescent stage of your experience. Is there something that can be done or that you can do or that people can tell you in order to give you the confidence that may be necessary to walk into a room, even if you don't know what you're doing? And is that necessary? Is that an important part of being in this industry, is being confident of showing people that you know what you're doing, whether you do or you don't? I don't know. I don't know if that's necessary or not. I've seen a lot of successful people who have that trait, and I've seen a lot of successful people who don't. It's funny because I'm sometimes in the room with people where all I do is think about how fucking talented they are and how they are so well versed in this world, yet they're terrified and shaking to show me a song that I think could be the biggest thing ever. I don't get it. And then I have people walk in with such confidence, and at the end of the conversation or the session or whatever it is, I just wonder, where does that confidence come from? It's not because they're incredible at what they do. And I'm not saying this to dog people, because I do think sometimes you have to walk the walk, even if you can't talk the talk, if you believe that you're going to get there eventually and kind of fake it till you make it. But to what extent? And like, you look at people like Kanye West, who is incredible and he is talented, but he's also got something that could come off as cocky or just extreme self-confidence. Where does that come from? I don't know if there's an answer to this. I don't think there's an answer to this, because I assume everybody's got their own version of their story. But how can somebody like myself, who's been in this industry a good amount of time, I haven't hit my limit yet. I'm still got so much more to learn and to go. And yet I do feel very confident when I'm on my own that I can achieve certain tasks, and that I know what I'm doing, and that I've practiced and I continue to practice, and I know my instruments. And yet I get in a room sometimes with people that maybe aren't even at the caliber I'm at, or maybe are better. And yet I still feel so scared and nervous so much of the time, even when I know I can perform, or when it's our second session, I have performed and I have proved myself already. where does that come from? Where does the where does the self-deprecation, yeah, where does the self-deprecation come from? How is that so ingrained in so many people in this industry? And, I have this talk a lot with my buddy and my mentor, Danny, who is, one of the most well-rounded, talented people I've ever met in my life. And I mean that because he's not just great at his instruments, which he's fucking great at. He's phenomenal in production. He's phenomenal with interacting with people, and he's the sweetest thing in the world. And he's been such a massive help in me gaining confidence that I haven't had before. But there's so many times when I go to show him or some other friends a song, and before I show them the song, I have to preface that it's not done, or I have to preface that it's not good yet, or I have to preface that I haven't made a song in a while. Why do I do that? Why do I feel so comfortable in the fact that I'm not comfortable and have so much trouble gaining confidence in my work? I know this isn't just me. I know it's not. I've had this talk with Danny, who's done it as well, and he's one of the most talented people I know. If I could be at his level when I'm his age, then I feel like I've made it. Yet nobody ever feels like they have when they're at that point, or a lot of people don't. But then I have buddies like my friend David, who Danny produces for, who is possibly one of the most talented people I've ever met, one of the most loving, selfless, sweet people I've ever met, and is so confident without the cockiness. He doesn't ever come off cocky, but he's so excited and confident about his work that even on a bad day, he understands that there's going to be a good day from this, and that all you can do is learn. Where did he get that from? I don't get it. They work so well together, yet they're so separate, and I feel super lucky to get to watch them do this, because I definitely take on the role more of Danny, and where I am super self-deprecative. I don't know if that's a word, but now it is. I just don't get how I can be more confident in my work. I practice, I work hard, I love what I do, and I'm constantly learning, yet I never feel satisfied in my work. I shouldn't say that. I never feel satisfied with what I did. There's always something I could have done better, and there's always, even in my successes, I find failures. And maybe that's what I personally need to push me to keep going and work hard. But is there a way around it? I'm gonna take a little smoke. I don't know if there is. I don't know if there needs to be. I don't know if maybe just certain people need a certain route in order to get where they have to go. I'm not sure. One sec. I'm just hoping that the more I surround myself with creatives and musicians and mentors, like all these guys that I have, like I've been so lucky this year to surround myself with people like Kurt, like Mickey, like Curtis, like Kirsten, like Devin, like Jake, like Danny, like David, like Tristan, like Elle, Kosh. All these people that have been such a huge push towards my happiness. And I think with that comes, towards my success and enjoying my successes and using them as fuel. I just wish I could find a way to be a little bit nicer to myself. I think I'm a pretty nice person when it comes to other people, and I'm very compassionate. Yet I have so much trouble being compassionate with myself. And maybe that's just something that comes with the gig for me. I don't know if I'd be any different if it was a different art, a different medium. But I'm going to keep looking for it, that's for sure. I'm curious what you guys think, if you have ways to fight the self-deprecation, or if maybe you think it's necessary. And if you have ways to fight self-cockiness, or if maybe you think at certain points it's necessary. I'm curious what you guys think. I appreciate you guys listening. Another one of my little solo rants. I hope you guys like this. I certainly do. It's been incredibly helpful and useful and supportive for me. If you guys want me to talk about anything specific or really go in depth and think about some things on my own that you think would be helpful, I'd love to hear what you guys think. So feel free to comment or reach out. Anyway, I'm working hard at this. I'm working hard at being a little bit more supportive to myself and proud of myself, but I guess that'll come in time. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you and I love you. Talk to you later.